Welcome, everyone, to the Extraordinary Gentleman podcast. Now, we're at an impasse just because of previous recordings have become muddled with confusion because we are very bad at said recording. Microphones are hard, okay?
They are hard.
They are very hard.
Trial and error.
And multi-track recording is something foreign to us, so...
This will be a first.
This will be a first.
Or a second.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's your question?
What is multi-track?
So, you know how we have 4 mics going into the...
So
now
I get
the
it.
SD... Okay, you got it.
I get it.
4 separate sound files.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to this episode. There may or may not have been a Scotch episode previous to this that was fraught with mic issues and...
But amazing times were had.
I know, but it's funny hearing him say it.
So we're going to start this one off right with... we're going to go through bourbon. This will probably be a multi-part episode because we have quite a selection of bourbons in front of us with another vast amount of quantity in the other room. So
Arguably too many.
Arguably. Some would argue.
Who
Who would argue?
Yeah, I was going to say, who
I
would argue
refute
it?
that argument.
Yes.
I would say
So
it's
what
not
do we-
too many.
Do we
Let's just
start?
jump into it.
Well, I think what's their goal with this?
Our goal? Or the audience's goal in listening?
No,
That's not the
Nicholas.
goal. Well, I guess we should since our guest started speaking, we have our guest here, Nick,
Hi.
who is actually related to me.
To one of me.
I was gonna say one of us, but
I
one
liked
of
it when
me.
you're gonna keep it ominous. It was more.
I liked
interesting
one of
that
me.
way.
so Nick's
Well,
joining
spoiled
us.
that.
Yeah.
Spoiled that surprise.
So Nick hasn't really had a lot of exposure to whiskey or bourbon in general, so I think we're gonna kind of run him through the gauntlet.
I'm like a baby.
Baby.
A drunk baby.
Oh, that's what we should call it Bourbon for Babies. That's the name of this episode.
That's the name of this episode.
Yep,
It's Bourbon
and then
for
we'll be
Babies.
instantly hit with a
I
bunch
do
of
have some
strikes and
Pedialyte
claims.
for recovery,
Nasty.
so
Now when Nick's posted to YouTube, is this for children? I mean, well, the title
It is
says
about
babies.
it is for babies.
I think this goes on the 4Kids app.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
It's like the Pewdie. We'll make it an own intro, like the PewDiePie's intros right now for
Yeah.
the kids. Yeah.
The only sucky thing is that I can't watch this in the mini player if you could put it on the kids app. They don't allow that.
Sure.
I'm not familiar with that.
You know what the mini player is?
No, not
It's
all.
when you drag the screen to the corner, and it's small.
Mini.
You can't do that for kids.
Nope,
Well.
kids can't do that.
Why?
It's too much stimulus for their tiny childlike brains.
I guess that makes sense.
Yep.
Kids are dumb.
So, anyways, we're gonna we got a good amount of whiskeys to get through. We're gonna keep it tasting short and not professional like always. I think we're gonna try to get some pricing on it and see if what our preferences are as far as these bourbons. If we would purchase them, sometimes in some cases again, or for the sometimes first ever purchases. So we're gonna kind of start from the lower ABV and go higher as we get through the gauntlet.
Yep.
I
And
say
if-
that we should also...
I almost spilled my Red Bull.
we had a
Dylan
big-
almost
You did.
just spilled all over Zach's nice
Oh, it's
headset.
mine now. Sweet, it's mine.
No, your headset.
Oh, my
I didn't,
headset.
I didn't
Oh, yeah.
spill on the headset.
Yeah.
But he spilled on the
XLR
XLR cords.
cable. Which is fine.
Do you want a paper towel?
No, not really. What's that one? I guess.
Ooh, a napkin.
There you go.
I was going to say we should...
That's a paper
Just
towel.
subjectively, going between the four of us here, we should, see which one we like the best.
Oh yes.
Sure.
Because last time we didn't really have a.
Well, I think that's good because even though that the mic, the recording was trashed, I think hindsight, we have a lot of stuff that we want to do now. Like the pricings, we want to be more proficient about that.
Pricing.
What we would actually purchase.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to end it here at a certain proofing. When we start up part 2, I think we should bring the best or our favorite from this lot and go
Into
to
the next one.
The next one.
I
And then
think
when
I
we
like that idea.
have
I
the
like
favorites
that.
from that, we'll do a final 4 or something.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Nick.
Can I try Basil Hayden's and Pike Street?
Well, Basil Hayden is our first one, so maybe
so
we could
yes.
just jump
Yeah,
right
so
into it.
we're starting at
Like it
with
when I
Basil
get what I
Hayden's
want.
10-year at 40% ABV. I'll start pouring.
All right. So, just in case you guys are wondering, if you guys actually want some real commentary, good documentation of what flavors and
Go
scents we're
somewhere else.
getting,
Not us.
well, yeah. Well, I was gonna say support our Patreon, and then we can afford sommelier
Make a
classes.
Patreon for us.
We're gonna get a sommelier
Yeah, someone
classes.
please set up our Patreon.
All right.
Yeah.
Cork pop.
Oh, it was quiet. That was a muted one.
So is that like one of the things? Of
I
this
guess I'll
podcast
rate it
to-
like
Yeah. Cork
I'll
pop.
take a
Cork
3 or
pop is
4 out of
a
10.
So how do we feel about screw-on caps
For what?
Satan. They are Satan.
for bottles?
Well, it
I like
depends.
screw-on caps.
Yeah.
So this is
Sploosh.
How
How clean
can
is
be
this table?
4 mics
Yep.
feeding that sound?
Yep.
I will say this: your brother did woodwork on this table, so that's about.
But he did woodwork on it like 3 years ago. It's probably fine.
It's clean
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, just
And
get
now
in
it's
there.
been
Still did a little.
it's a new flavor,
Did a little.
complexities.
The coronavirus has actually killed off any other bacteria on this.
So is this the Basil Hayden that we had on the
Yes, this
first
is
whiskey
this
episode?
this is a reoccurring bourbon. Yeah, we had on the episode where we did the 12-year in the small batch. So this is one we have had on air before.
Yeah, so Nick, you start us off. What do you smell?
Give it a
Just
nice.
compare it to something or anything really.
I smell.
Does it trigger any memories?
No, seriously.
Oh yeah, that's honestly.
See, it's funny because he always smelled like bourbon. I'm kidding. My dad was a good father.
He only drank vodka.
Yeah, like a real man. No, I'm
Like,
kidding.
oh, man.
Clear
only-
liquor for men.
He smelled like potatoes.
He smelled, yeah.
Potatoes.
Just to compare.
So,
compare it to
well,
something. Is it
The problem is
flowery?
my vocabulary of description.
Sure. Well,
is
okay.
not very
What?
big.
Give us some base. Is it flowery
base-
slash
base it,
floral?
yeah.
Is it fruity?
Base it off
Is
of
it-
foods or
Yeah.
spices or anything. It doesn't have. You're not going to base
So I'd say,
alcohol
like-
off of other alcohols.
like the char on a steak.
Sure.
Okay, that's a perfect bourbon description.
Yeah.
Brown sugar.
You can call me whatever you want.
This is gonna be a good episode.
I'm gonna go on the taste on this one.
Yeah, let's go for the taste.
It's smooth.
That's real light.
That's very very light.
A little caramely.
Yeah, I
Not
was gonna say caramel or
sugary.
buttery.
Brown sugar,
like a
maybe.
smooth butter. Like it lingers on the tongue, but
That's
not the mouth.
Very good.
It tastes like I made a sugar cookie
This
in
is
my mouth.
something I would want in a flask if I was
Sure.
gonna go snowmobiling.
So, flask aside, why snowmobiling for this whiskey?
Just feels right.
feels right. Yeah.
Feels right. I don't know.
You know, when he
Yeah.
when he inevitably crashes and has to make a snow fort, this is what will keep him warm.
I'm gonna sanitize
Did you-
my wounds with this.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Not-
forget
not
how
at
much
40%,
I hurt.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
I don't
not
think
a-
high enough proof to actually do any
Well-
good sanitization. Did you guys hear about that one snowmobiler? He was in the farm country and he didn't see this thin wired fence for the cattle.
Oh,
Went
yeah.
right through it and
Yes.
it absolutely just seared.
Yeah.
What is the word?
Decapitated
for that?
him?
Well, yeah, but I mean
Like the piano wire.
Yeah, piano wire
severed.
evisceration of the spinal cord.
So his stuff came out because that's what
Yeah.
evisceration means.
yeah, well, I mean, some
Everything.
stuff came out, I'm sure.
Well, he should have had a flask of Basil Hayden's.
should have a flask.
but
So
it
you
healed
could
just
say
fine.
that he got clotheslined.
Oh yeah, I
There was,
feel
so
like a clothesline wouldn't.
That's clothesline.
Do that.
That's
Call it
being,
clothesline.
that's
Nah,
called
that's
being
clothesline,
clothesline.
did it slice through his neck?
Yeah, no, he
Like
lost his head.
his
He lost
spine.
his head. Yeah.
You need a
Really?
refund on
Yeah.
that helmet.
So he was like cooking.
Yeah, he was going probably like 70, 60, 70, and then just
You know what? Honestly,
below the helmet, above the,
Oh, that's
the
rough.
coat,
Like,
just
if it would have
honestly-
caught him right in the helmet, he probably would have been fine.
maybe. Or
yeah.
it would have caught the
The-
front
no,
and
the
then
helmet
gone
probably
down.
it would have slipped up if it
Yeah.
caught him anything above the
Halfway point.
the mouth guard.
Yeah.
It would have slipped up. But honestly, that's not a bad way to go.
As long as
You're
yeah,
just-
it-
you're just
yeah,
gone.
yeah, as long as it was just
Quick.
like that. Just like that.
If your
Any
head's
other way,
gone, as
yeah.
soon as you sever your spinal cord,
Yeah.
like you're pretty much
Yeah.
So very interesting conversations we were having.
I just wanted to mention it because snowmobiling gets me on that.
Well, did you-
That
so
suicidal.
There was
dead-
another guy
dead
that
track.
Jason. Yeah, no last names. Jason knew my boss, Jason. He was putting his snowmobile into a trailer, and he figured, he's gonna ride it in there, and he was just sitting
Idiot.
straight up on the seat, and he scalped himself on the top of the trailer,
Oh,
That's rough.
like clean off.
That makes
Had to
me-
go to the hospital. They had to stitch his scalp back on.
I mean, how?
There's a sharp
He could've got
thin
money
middle
for
edge
that.
on the top of the roof, and it just like opened him up like a can opener.
Yeah.
Like.
Nice.
well, that's very interesting.
That's very interesting.
Although, anyways, this bourbon is good.
And bourbon's good. Carter, did you find a pricing for the Basil Hayden 10-year?
$30.
No, that's not the 10-year.
$30.
The 10-year.
$30.
That's the most definitely not the 10-year.
We need to hire a new research team.
There are a few different ones. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I guess my thought on this is it's good, but
The
going
low
on the
proof
line,
holds
there's
it back, and it.
well, there's a Jim Beam product,
Uh-huh.
so it's in the same family of Old Granddad, Knob Creek, Booker's, Baker's, Jim Beam itself, obviously. It's kind of an entry level, I would say, to a lot of things. It's got the nicer alcohol content, just the legal minimum, 40%, but it's got the 10-year age statement, so it's it's a lot milder. There's not a lot of spiky notes to it, but I think it lets down because I think the pricing on it is pretty high for what it is and what you're paying for. So that's kind of what.
Carter, you having any luck?
It's not on Total Wine.
All right, well, you can just type in Basil Hayden 10.
Uh,
I'll show up.
Suggested retail price about $60.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay $60 for it. So
The fire was good.
he's giving him dog food. Or
Yep.
text message. So yeah, so that's kind of the notes on that. I don't really like it that much, but
This was one of my from the first episode. If I can remember correctly, this was my least favorite of the. 'Cause
Oh.
it went this, and then
Yeah.
it went the Old Forester,
And then it was both the
and
Knob
then it was
Creeks.
the Knob Creeks, and then it was the tour or the group tour. What am I trying to say? I was gonna say coup de grace. Oh.
if you have this though and you don't have any, if you don't have anything else or you don't go to anything else during like the evening, this is the only thing you have. It's a solid whiskey.
Yeah.
But the moment you have something like a Knob Creek small batch,
Yeah.
it just completely blows it out of the water for
Or
sure,
and for only
anything
$10
else.
more.
essentially. So, Nick, what do you think about this?
I think it's good.
He likes it. It's light.
Okay. Would you buy it? Did you hear how much it was?
How much?
$60.
No.
At least.
Okay. I wouldn't buy
I
it again.
think
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, my knowledge is not as much as you guys have more experience. But
You calling us
Dylan, you
alcoholics?
have given me things that you have told me is cheaper that I've enjoyed as much, if not more.
Okay.
So.
That's a valid point.
Hey, yo, where are the waters at?
I got you.
You gotta get me.
Dawson's got you.
Is Dawson better to get out of that position than
For sure.
anyone else?
Yes.
I have to crawl out.
All right. So finish this. I'm gonna
Dawson,
Dawson. There's Watt.
can you grab us a glass?
I'm gonna have to edit out his name.
Why?
I guess I don't. Never mind.
Can you grab us a glass for
An
Sorry,
infinity
code
glass.
name.
Oh yeah.
Red
grab
Hots?
grab like a
Could you grab
Red,
us a
Red
glass?
Hots? Can
tumbler.
you grab us an infinity glass?
a tumbler or some sort of glass that holds liquid.
He doesn't know what a tumbler is.
All right.
No, his name is Red Hot.
I like Red
Remember the
Hots.
cork pop in this one.
Dylan.
All right, I'm going
Oh,
with this.
that's a good. That's a good descriptive.
I know. I'm
sound.
sorry. Okay, we're having the Brickyard
Are
Jay
you sad?
Carver.
Are you saddened
I
by
don't-
this?
He's
I've
like,
had both Jay Carver bourbons, and I don't particularly enjoy them that much.
Going for the cork pop.
We're not going to tell you where we live, but J. Carver is a distillery close-ish,
Very far.
close-ish to where we live. And it's not bad. It's fine. We've toured their distillery. They do good work. And
Wonderful.
They're cool guys.
I mean, I don't think it's the best thing I've ever had before, but I mean, it's
So they make not just bourbons, but plenty of stuff. But
they make a variety of
They make a
spirits.
variety of spirits, and
their rye is better.
yeah, they have 2 bourbons. There's a regular bourbon. This is the Brickyard bourbon. I forgot what the difference is. Is it just a little higher proof?
I think it's a mash bill that's different.
It's the mash bill.
What is
Okay.
the proof on that, Dylan?
83.
So the proof on this is 42%
84.
alcohol or 84.
Okay.
This is their Brickyard. So I think this is the. I'll just read the description. Named after historic Carver County Brickyard along the
good, Red
Minnesota
Hots.
River, incredibly smooth
You
and
done
sweet and softened wheated bourbon. It's handcrafted in Minnesota from locally sourced grains aged in Minnesota growth. So I mean, it's
It's got that grain. I mean, it's distinguishable. The wheatedness.
4 years old. That's all I'm getting from the information on it.
It doesn't have much on the label.
I think they do tell you at the distillery what the grain bill is on it, but
It's not on the bottle itself.
I don't remember.
No.
It's been a little bit.
It was, I mean, of
They
course
have
it's
I like
mostly
the-
corn, but I think it's a higher winter wheat than.
I thought they have a winter. I thought they had a wheated bourbon that was winter wheat.
No,
It was no.
they don't have a wheated bourbon.
Isn't
Yeah,
that
they
what
do.
this is wheated.
This
isn't
is
it?
technically wheated. It said it. You said wheated.
The Brickyard one is the wheated one,
Yeah, you read it.
right? But okay,
I'm pretty sure this is the wheated one.
I thought they had another one. I guess, but
No, that
I'm
was
probably
their
wrong.
They
straight.
might.
That was their straight bourbon,
Mhm.
which I don't think is wheated.
Okay.
Oh,
So this one smells like. It almost smells kind of fruity or like
Sure.
flowery.
Yeah, that floral. That's a good
Yeah.
one. It smells like. Well, I guess to me, it does. It
Good
kind of
pop,
smells
Red
like a
Hots.
cornfield, you know, like
So
you're just
like
in a
anything
cornfield.
else?
It's dusty, and it's got that
Coconut
sweet
one.
scent.
I suppose.
Because I mean, it's made of corn, obviously, so it's gonna smell like corn.
Well, are you sure?
it's 4 years old, but it's still it's got a craft taste to it.
Yeah, it's more crafty than it is, like some that you're getting it from a
So you're saying this is a sneaky bourbon?
No,
sneaky, like a snake
no,
in the grass.
it's like hang on. Like, what'd you call it? Like, there's a weird.
The spice level or the.
No, there's a note I got from this.
It's
that's-
grapey. It smells like grape. It tastes like
It's
grape.
kind of.
I guess.
It's not
kinda
grapey. It's not the grapey that I'm
It's
referring to.
peppery.
I'd say it's peppery.
No, there's,
Is it in the middle or at the finish?
it's the middle.
It's the middle.
You wouldn't say this is peppery?
That's not what I'm
Oh,
saying
okay.
that I'm getting.
Gotcha.
So this Brickyard bourbon is $43. Would you guys buy this for $43?
That's my job.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
think I would buy that.
You think?
Yeah.
I was
Um,
ready too.
I've kind of told Carter this, but I don't think that any of their normal alcohol content spirits are in my liking.
Yep.
I do really like their cast strength ones, but I don't know, something about their lower stuff I just can't
Yep.
appreciate.
What was they had a barrel aged gin.
Gin.
I like the
I
gin.
loved that. I liked it a lot.
I mean, I bought a bottle of it.
Yeah. No.
I'm just not a gin person. I don't
Sure.
think. I'm
Well,
just not a gin
First
guy.
time I had gin, I went way too hard, and I couldn't stand it because I mixed it with tequila and vodka and everything else, and gin was the one that prevailed in its taste and scent. So every time I had gin after that, I was like, ugh, it made me want to puke. And then I had a bunch of martinis. I'm like, oh, these are good.
If you want.
So
That's for if you don't want to finish
If you
it,
don't
Nick,
want to finish
you
it,
can pour
dump
it in.
it out. That's our infinity glass.
Yeah.
you know, it's a concept, right?
So who has to drink that at the end of this?
Whoever wants to.
It's, yeah.
I don't know.
Once you get to the high proof stuff, it sanitizes it pretty well.
For the most part.
I more meant that that's just going to be like a.
It's gonna
what
be
is
gross.
what is
Are you a
the
drinker?
what is the
Bro, we
shot?
drank our
What is the
infinity glass
shot
with
where
the
it's
scotches.
basically all the runoff from the drinks that the bartender has?
New Jersey Turnpike.
It's a New Jersey
That's
Turnpike.
That's a cocktail that's named after.
I thought it was called something else. It was more of like a
I think it's a New Jersey Turnpike.
no.
It's gross, whatever it is.
Where you drink it out at the end of the bar day, where you drink
Yeah,
all like the.
but it's like the rag and whatever around the.
There's
There's
a couple different names for them. I was
There's a
talking
different
about
name that I'm thinking of anyway.
New Jersey Turnpike was one.
So I guess Nick, did you finish on what you thought of this bourbon? Are you going to buy this essentially? Like
I think
$43.
I think I would buy this. But like I'm on whiskey number 2 out of
right? No, just
20.
so far.
20.
There's 20.
20. So far I would spend the $40. That might change later on if there's another one that's kind of in the same price range.
At the end of this, we'll do like your favorite two.
Yeah.
All right, so to go back to that, I just had to Google real quick what that shot was called. It's got many names, depends on where in the country you are. But
Yeah.
these are all the names. Gorilla Fart, Matt Damon, Sweaty Bartender, The Gray Snail, Dirty Cow, Sweaty Biker, or if you're in Philadelphia, a Jersey Turnpike. It's just Jersey.
Jersey Turnpike.
Jersey Turnpike.
It's all gross, whatever it is.
What was the first one?
Gorilla Fart.
I like Gorilla Fart.
Yeah.
I like Gorilla First too.
I like Matt Damon.
Matt Damon's pretty good.
Gray
Alright.
Snail was pretty cool.
Next one.
Next one,
All right.
classic.
This is boring.
Shut up.
See, you like Scotch more, don't you?
Oh,
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Told ya. Oh, did you skip a couple?
Okay. Retard alert.
No. It's not
It's
that.
a screw top.
Wow.
No cork
my
pop.
boy, screw top.
Screw top. Now, I wasn't saying that the bourbon was boring. I was saying
All
that,
the greats that came before us drank liquor out of a screw top. Mark Wahlberg.
Yep. Mark Wahlberg. Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Actually, I had this last night at home.
Why?
All
Maker's
of the
Mark.
NASCAR drivers. I don't know who else. Who else do you think?
Oh my
drinks?
gosh.
It's the
Dick
bottle
Trickle,
shape.
definitely.
Mario Andretti.
Mario Andretti, screw top boy for life.
Oh, yeah. Maker's Mark is the perfect thing to just put over like tons of rocks and just make it last forever.
Yep,
so you can
it
keep,
is.
You can keep the buzz going, you know? I'll have something nice first, and then my second drink will just be this over like 3 ice cubes.
My only
Waters
thing
it
with-
down like crazy.
So do you guys know the two ways to spell whiskey?
Yeah.
That's the
Spell.
question.
With an E.
Wait, hey,
No.
Nick,
I'm
what
here
do
to
you think?
learn.
Sooty.
What ways do you think there are to spell whiskey?
There's obviously whiskey with a WH. Whiskey.
I mean, they have a WH already.
All of
Yeah,
them
that's
have
the
WH.
one. That's the baseline. That's the one I know. The other one, there's a W,
But no H.
but no H.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
That's a good. I mean, that is a guess.
So
Yeah,
there's
well,
two ways. There's two ways. They're
Doesn't use
traditionally the
K
way.
or K.
They either basically what it means if you have
Is
one
there
that
a Y?
yes, there's a Y. If you don't have, there's an E and without an E, and usually it depends on where you're gonna kind of claim your
Your ground, your stance.
Your stance
You're
on it.
like,
There's
this
the
is my,
Scotch,
This is my
there's-
opinion.
yeah.
This is my base.
There's a Scotch
Whiskey
way to
spell
do
with
it.
an E.
Yep, Scotch spelled with out an E, and Ireland spelled
Mm-hmm.
with an E. Those are the two oldest kind
Feuds.
of origins.
I think I
Feuds,
like
yeah.
having the E there.
I think it's
I think
style
it
points.
adds something.
Mhm.
Yeah. It makes it more formal. Whiskey with a Y is just like I didn't.
It has a Y.
Well, I mean, just a Y.
And that's why there needs to be a WHISKIE. That's what that Minnesota whiskey. That's what's to be called. Whiskey with an IE.
Whiskey.
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 So we're at 45%.
Yeah.
We cracked another 5. What was it? 42 on the J Carver.
Carver,
Yeah.
So
So
is
we
this
jumped
just
a little bit.
building in
It's
alcohol
building.
content?
Yes.
So we're
Yes.
going all the way from
So you
40.
don't think you have to finish the glass. Just pour it in
I
there.
have finished every single one till
Yep.
this one.
But just don't feel
Don't-
like you have to.
don't-
Yeah, I suppose I should start pouring.
Especially if you don't
We
like
haven't
it.
hit the good ones yet.
Yeah.
We're going from 40% alcohol to 50%
50%.
alcohol.
Honestly, I'm not as big of a fan as this one.
It's really sweet,
No, this has
kind of empty.
empty flavor profile. So basic. No complexity
Well,
at
so
all.
this is a weeded. This is a weeded, and this is kind of actually what one of the whiskeys that actually saved the bourbon industry during the 70s and 80s, when clear spirits were cool. They kind of promoted themselves as a quality brand and demanded a premium for it, and kind of drew some of the attention back to bourbon. So that is one good thing of Maker Mark. And they do make other good stuff. Like I've never had the Maker's 46. Or the
Maker's
cask
46
strength.
is good.
Is it good?
Maker's
Good?
46 is good. I've never had cask strength.
Yeah.
They do also have the Maker's Mark Bourbon Private Barrel Select, according to Total Wine.
Oh yeah. What's the price on this one?
So this is $22.
It's the cheapest out of the all.
not-
So far,
Yeah.
this is the cheapest.
Yeah,
I think for the price.
I'd rather get some for the price. It's good, but
I mean,
I'd
you can
rather just
also-
buy something else.
So
Yeah.
I recently.
You can also get a liter instead of
Oh,
getting
so-
a
yeah, it's
750.
such cheap.
You can get a liter, and it's only $28.
Yeah. No,
So,
it's a great cocktail mix.
Yeah.
That's what I primarily went through this bottle with. Was cocktail, and then I kind of found something I like better. But I recently actually had some of the Weller lines, which are also weeded bourbon. This is weeded bourbon. Weeded bourbon, Nick, means that other than corn, which bourbon legally has to be 51% corn, weeded means that wheat is the next highest grain in the mash bill.
Okay.
So
So what does the wheat do to like
it makes
a
it
flavor
sweet,
profile.
more
Makes it
sugary.
sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas rye will bring out spicy and kind of other notes, like licorice is a common note that brings out. And then usually the most common three are like corn, rye, and then you have barley. Usually it's just malted barley, and that starts the fermentation process.
Yeah.
So for the most part, this starts out like a beer recipe. And then the only difference is they distill the beer
Okay.
and bring it from like 14% to, higher, and then they do another run, and it comes off the still at like 160 proof, and then they barrel it at like 120, and then at 60% alcohol, or then stuff can actually evaporate and get up to 70% alcohol, so it gains improve.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a couple different things, but
that's interesting.
yeah, so I had Weller 107, and that was pretty good. I have to find a bottle of that, but. So, any other impressions on the Maker's Mark?
Almost zero.
Yeah, it's pretty.
This is so bland.
It's pretty basic.
Yeah.
It's like
Maker's Mark is unfortunately a very boring whiskey.
I like to. What's the Martyrs Make? It's the auto rifle from Destiny 2.
Yeah, it is Martyr's Make.
Yeah.
Or
So
Mark.
me and Scott would always call it the Maker's Mark, just because. All right, next we got a classic Buffalo Trace. This is a special one, right? This is classic Buffalo Trace. Ooh, that was a little hollow, but I'd give it a 5 out of 10.
It's mostly empty.
All right, we got a guest, a second guest here, Dawson. You heard him in the background. What's your question?
I think that you guys should. This is a suggestion for the podcast. You guys should add a point system. Whoever the host is, I think it's Dylan, should award points throughout the episode to people if they
This
do
isn't
something
Whose Line Is It
funny
Anyway?
or smart. It's like Whose Line Is It Anyway. I was getting
Yep.
to that.
That's
Okay.
exactly
It's like Whose Line Is It Anyways.
Yep.
But whoever has the least
But
amount
the
of
points mean
Has to
nothing.
drink.
Has to
It
drink,
has to drink the
the
infinity glass.
Yes.
At the end of the episode.
Gorilla
Why
fart.
don't you get
Yeah,
the
right.
points because you're a neutral party?
Boom.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
But I'm going to be biased.
Well, Dawson just doesn't want to be Drew Carey. That's why.
I don't want to be too curious.
Or
Whole
Aisha
reason.
Tyler. That's true. We used to make fun of or not make fun of, but we Uncle Chad.
Paper.
No last name.
Hey! Chad, who shall not be named.
Right. Chad is like a skinny version of Drew Carey.
He's just a Chad.
Yeah, he's such a Chad.
Total
Just a
Chad.
Chad.
Total
At least he's
muscle.
not a
No.
Kyle and goes
If
and
I could
punches some
describe this
drywall.
man without telling you too much of his personal details, just think balding and puffy vest.
I really hope we don't get popular.
Right.
So we've got $30 Buffalo
It's alright.
Trace.
It's alright.
Yeah.
Chad can take it.
All right, sorry, Curry.
So
was that
what is
again?
this?
$30 Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace.
Is that part of a?
I don't know what this
That's my
That's a
grad
classic
gift
right
from
there.
you.
Yeah. Yeah, you owe me. You owe Nick and I.
Yeah, let's
so
hold
much.
on.
No, kidding.
I don't owe you anything. I wasn't out of school yet.
Let me read this. He gave you $1.
It was my dollar.
Yeah, it's taped to the Caprice right now.
And now that whatever.
I don't know what you're complaining about.
Whatever.
Anyways, so
I have an IOU. You got $1. You win.
I don't know. I think
That's your
the
grind
at
game.
least he hand wrote that.
Yeah, it's personal.
I'm having a hard time getting sense from this. I don't know if I sniffed too hard on the maker's mark trying to find something, or
Did you burn out your nose?
I don't think so.
No, I get some nose off of
You
it.
do?
whoa, this is weird.
Cherry. So this is Buffalo Trace.
I'm having the same problem you are.
Yeah.
It's just kind
You
of
might
like
not- swirl your glass around like you snobbish, and then put your nose into it, and then back off when it starts to burn.
So I'm still not getting a lot of like unique smells.
Do you smell cherry or
No.
sugar or no? Okay. So Buffalo Trace is a distillery that is owned by the Sazerac Company. They're responsible for such brands as Buffalo Trace, obviously, Eagle Rare, Weller. They do make Sazerac. E.H. Taylor. They also own the 1792 distillery. So, but it's a solid bourbon. I like it. This actually wasn't a bottle that they made. They actually kind of were like, hey, how come you guys don't have a brand called Buffalo Trace? Because that was just the name of the distillery. And they
Right.
finally came out with it. So this is still 45%. I don't think we stated that, but
And it is $30.
I like this. It's really good.
This is a classic. It hits the note. Like I said in that one episode again. I'm gonna keep calling back to that. I said the Knob Creek hits all the notes for bourbon. This is another one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And even
This is-
newbies can appreciate.
This is
it.
better
was-
than Maker's Mark.
I
It's
would
better-
gladly
yeah.
spend $30 on
Yeah.
this.
Oh, it's and then you can also spend if you get lucky, you can find a single barrel version of this. I have an MGM single barrel in the other room because this is a blended whiskey of all their barrels that they blend into a flavor profile. But you can find like some really top notch barrel selects from like MGM or just other stuff in general that are even better than this for the same amount of price, same price amount. But yeah,
Same amount of money.
amazing.
Yeah, the cherry is very strong in it. Fruit flavors. And it's just high enough proof where you can get that kick in the nose.
Or you swallow it wrong.
or Carter, you can be like Carter and die. All
Ooh,
right,
what
we
is
got
that?
Eagle Rare. This is another. It's basically Buffalo Trace. It's pretty much
Eagle
the same
Rare.
thing, but a little better.
I like
in
the
my
Eagle.
opinion. Ooh, that's like we're slowly climbing the cork ranks. That was like a 6.
You can climb in my court.
Also,
Yeah.
45%.
Yep. And
Nick gets a point.
this isn't the one you just bought.
No,
the other day, right?
if we want to do that, we could try that. I haven't tried it yet.
Okay.
We could try it after this. I think we might have to.
Yeah, just I need to know. Yeah, what is the difference? So we have this is the regular Eagle Rare. This is a blend, right? Yeah. This is a blend. Same as Buffalo Trace. 10 years. Yep. So we know this is aged on average longer than Buffalo Trace. We know they age it lower in the brick house.
Well, not an average, 100%, because Buffalo Trace is like 6 to 8
Right.
blended.
And but every blend in the Buffalo Trace is a 10, or sorry, is 6 to 8, and
It's not disclosed, but that's
right.
what the rumor is.
Okay.
So for sure,
So we know it tastes older too. So this is if you age Buffalo Trace for a little longer and a little lower in the brick house, you get this.
So how would you describe something that tastes older? Like
Older?
What defines older?
So I guess you get that it's stronger on the tongue and
Yeah.
a little
so more
thicker.
What's stronger?
I should say, well, the wood flavor comes
Flavor
through more.
stronger.
The
And
impact of the barrel.
Of the barrel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dylan
Okay.
gets a point for
So
the
you get-
assist.
So what are flavors you would get from the barrel are more
happening?
pronounced. So things like sherry flavors. If it was a sherry cask,
It
prior,
tastes.
things
It
like
tastes like
the
there's
oak.
a sweeter, spikier note.
I haven't even smelled it yet.
It definitely smells sweeter.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This is a great whiskey. Sometimes it's really hard to find depending on where you
Yeah.
are.
They call it Eagle Rare for a reason, I guess.
Do we have a price point on this?
I'm
So
working
this
on it.
is $30.
Usually over.
Really?
I mean, what did you put? You just bought one the other day. I think
The single barrel select.
yes, but it was still the
Right.
same.
That was 37, but that was also a Minnesota thing. I was reading about it right after I purchased it, saying like everywhere else it's $30.
Well, but that's the thing is it's the same thing as like gasoline. Different areas of the United States are going to have different price structure because, one like depending on if you live in like a state that is government controlled as far as alcohol is, like Pennsylvania, then the government's setting all the price points for you.
Yeah. I'm just saying in this case, Minnesota is the outlier.
Right, but I'm saying retail stores are allowed to set what they want.
True.
That's why you get the secondary market so crazy on like
Yeah.
Weller's or something.
Yeah.
So it's about $30 to $40.
Okay.
But no, I like this one.
It's if you can find this, buy this instead of the Buffalo Trace. But I guess if
Yeah.
I had to do apples to apples, Buffalo Trace is quite similar. Like
I think the Eagle
even
Rare
Buffalo Trace
I
is hard to find around here.
Right.
I don't know. The Eagle Rare has just it's a nicer,
It's more developed.
more developed, fruitier flavor. I feel like it kind of comes through with kind of like an apple, more. I don't know. I think it's just more or less like, I don't know if it's a thing that I've been noticing today, but just a lot of grape for some reason coming through for me.
Okay. Like skin or the flesh of the grape.
I don't know if it would be more. I think it's more of like the inside of a grape.
The flesh of the grape.
Yeah,
sure.
just kind of like
Okay.
the grape, the flesh and the juice.
I think I definitely got more of a smell profile off of this one than the Buffalo Trace. Like it had more character to it.
Yeah.
And then even when tasting it, like that extra time in the barrel,
I'm gonna
kinda
get
gave
that
it
single
more
barrel.
of a like
Just something. Just
But yeah, it
something
gave
you
it
could
more of
discern
like a
with your
complex
mouth.
flavor
Yeah.
profile.
Yep,
Like,
I get that.
so I definitely would buy that one over the Buffalo Trace
If you could find it. But
if I could find it. Why is it so difficult to find?
Because people go
Just make
crazy.
less of it.
Supply and demand.
Stores buy less of
So
it.
is it a smaller distillery then?
Well,
No,
It's the
the
same
same.
distillery.
It's a 10-year-old.
It's the same distillery.
Same distillery.
Oh, okay. Well,
As
yeah.
Buffalo
so they have
Trace.
to age it, so it takes longer to get the product
Right.
out.
Just a different
Yeah.
product.
Yeah.
And then, Dylan, as he said, it's that it takes longer to age.
So right now he's grabbing. I believe he's grabbing the single barrel version of it, and I am right.
Is this what you bought, Zach?
This is what I
different-
bought.
different
Yeah. So this is we're gonna just
21
do a literal apples to apples comparison to see what is different about this Eagle Rare. Same 10-year age statement, same mash bill, just single barrel.
It's
Instead of a blend, right?
It's the closest apples to apples we can do.
Yeah.
Supposedly, Eagle Rare it's legally a blend, but supposedly the only reason it's a blend is because they don't purge the storage and transfer devices when they're moving it for bottling.
What do you mean by storage and transfer devices?
Larger containers of the whiskey stored that isn't the bottle.
When they remove it from the barrel,
Yeah.
they're going to pour it in the storage tank, right?
Yeah.
And then it's going to get bottled.
Okay. So it's the different
They
because
essentially
they all kind of develop differently over.
you're
different-
familiar with organic versus non-organic, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That's-
okay.
that's
so,
it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Essentially, if a non-organic thing touches the organic, it's not organic.
Yeah. So because technically it's from different barrels, but
Yes.
it's the same time period. It's
That makes
it's
it
blended,
not
but it's
single barrel.
technically you could argue that it's the same thing.
You could.
Well,
You
but-
could.
Well, it's more of it's 90% this one barrel, but then there's a little bit of
But
leftover
there's
from the
slight
other barrel,
differences due to being in different barrels.
supposedly. But
Okay.
this is a true single barrel, so this is should be a really interesting comparison. And even though
What was the barrel's name?
they do,
Jeffrey?
there are picks that have he has a bourbon that he got that has they'll have a barrel number, a rick house number, or what floor it was on.
But I think he was more wondering, did they have a personal attachment to it?
I'm sure.
Yeah,
that some
so
of them do.
could I per se call the distillery, ask them to name a barrel for me, and then I could get a single barrel
Well, yes.
bottle of Shaniqua one.
That's a pick. Yeah, that's a pick. You could
Okay.
name the barrel. People, yes, that's a thing.
Well,
I think I like this a lot better just for that.
me and Dylan. Carter, you were in on this, right? The tequila.
No,
No,
that was
okay.
not me.
All right, me and Dylan.
That was you and Dylan and Alex.
Okay, so
The one who was not
we bought a
spoken
small barrel. What was the size? 2 quarts, 3 quarts. It was
Three.
it was 80% of a gallon.
Yeah, it was
75%, 80% of anyway. And we wanted just to barrel age some silver tequila to see how it would come out because we knew that
We want a tequila kick.
Yep, we knew the smaller size of the barrel would artificially age the tequila faster than a traditional distillery. So or a aging process. So we put a bunch in, waited 3 months, correct? Which
That was like 6.
I thought we put it in
June.
June or July. We took it out in
Then we
September.
brought it out when
for
we went
the
camping.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, it was
September.
brought up for the cabin trip.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. That's right. And
It's
it
the cabin
was so
trip.
dark.
Just
So,
dark.
anyway,
And it was just so woody, but that was
yeah, so artificially we calculated it should have aged almost like just over a year, which would have made it a añejo, I think.
yeah.
Or is it 2 years? Man, well, I'm already forgetting what the jurisdiction for
It's been a
different
while
types of
since we
tequila.
looked at tequila.
But yes, and we named our new tequila Dante S. Rapido. We named the barrel. We named the product inside the barrel. It was amazing. So yeah, Nick, you can get your own barrel.
Name it whatever you want.
You could name it
You could.
Shaniqua.
I think Nick died.
I think
So
you did.
I'm sorry. The reason I'm laying on the ground is because my back hurts really bad.
Yep.
You're backwards.
Do you,
All right. So cork pop on this single barrel equal rare pick.
Dylan, do you have
First-
a price on
oh.
this one?
Did you talk over your own cork pick or pork?
Was it him?
That was me. I'm sorry.
Do it again.
I'll just
Do it again.
I'll just mute him.
No,
because
do it
it's
again.
multi-track.
So yeah.
Do it again.
Well, once you get some.
I don't have to. I can edit it out.
No,
once
do
you
it
get
again.
Some slight crossover from him speaking and your mic picking it up.
It's the same.
Very
It's
similar.
amazing. So this is a fresh open, fresh crack.
Yep.
So keep in
I
mind,
give that a 6 out of 10.
this won't have the same airtime as the other one. But I paid 37.
Yep.
Was Zach and I
That's
paid.
Okay.
correct. That's good. So I had this last night. Completely ruined my palate though, because I was eating spicy mac and cheese.
I'm
when I was
making mac and cheese,
when I was drinking this.
and nobody can
So-
stop me.
So I have no idea what this actually is supposed to taste like.
Come on, Zach. You know better.
I don't actually.
That's true.
I'm too. What's the word? When you're
You're old enough to know better, but you're just too young to care.
no, when your actions are always like caused by something else.
You're just. I was gonna say you could just give me.
Everything you do is your. It's like you're an addictive personality, right?
So you know
Are
better.
you saying you're a meth addict?
You're intentional.
Yes. Yeah. Intention horror.
You whore.
Anyway, I guess words aren't going to work for me right now. My vocab is failing.
This one smells sweet too.
Piney. On the nose.
Oh, piney.
Piney.
I'm getting the same smell.
I'm getting more of a maple smell. Like
mapley?
maple
Oh
sugar.
yeah, I
Maple
would say
syrup.
that. It's like Miss Butterworth. Who they're changing the name to?
That was
No, that was Aunt Jemima.
Yes, Aunt
Oh,
Jemima.
Aunt Jemima.
Mrs. Butterworth is here to stay.
And she's fine.
Maybe,
because
I don't know.
She's
We love you, Mrs. Butterworth.
Never changed.
Yeah,
because
wait,
of
are they going
others.
to change Aunt Jemima to a white lady now? Yeah, isn't that counterproductive?
No, there's not going to be.
they're gonna switch it over to Uncle Jemima. It's gonna be
It's
50
going to be a
proof
third
maple
person
syrup.
pronoun.
Uncle Ben's malt liquor.
It's Uncle Jemima's malt liquor.
So I
It'll
get,
get you drunk.
It'll get you drunk.
I get about like a 20% difference, I think, on this.
It's very similar to the
It's
last
very
one.
No, yes, but there is a difference.
Yeah. I'm sure.
I'm getting this flavor in
Oh,
the
that's
back, the back of the tongue. That is.
Distinct difference.
It's just present. It's very light. It's airy. That the other one didn't have.
It's kind of nutty.
Yeah, a little bit of a nut.
Nut.
Nut. And it's geez, hold on. Give me a second. I think I can figure this one out.
No, it's not that salty.
Big fat nut.
No, it's another. I'm thinking of another drink, non-alcoholic. It's like a. Man, shoot! What?
What do you think
It's
of
gonna
Zach?
kill me. I like City. I like this more. I'd say like 20% difference in flavor and quality.
Yeah.
Which is the same amount. I thought the Eagle Rare was different than the Buffalo Trace in the first place.
So what do you guys think? As far as the first Buffalo Trace, would you buy it?
I'd buy all
Well,
three.
do we have a
Yes.
price point on this one?
That's about
37.
30 to
$37.
35.
I was gonna say it's
On the first one.
So it's about the same
I'd say
price.
it's worth the extra $5.
It's about the same price as the Eagle Rare to begin with.
Although I did like the Eagle Rare.
So which Eagle Rare did you prefer? We just had two. One's a single barrel, one wasn't.
Which one did I just try?
The
Single
single barrel
barrel.
Eagle Rare. The one before was the non-single.
Honestly, I think I prefer the
blended,
blend.
the non.
I think I prefer the blend.
What makes you say that? Who made you say that?
The man
tell me.
standing behind me with a Glock 10 to my head.
Nick's bringing so much shade to this podcast.
I don't know if I call
It's
it
the
shade.
It's edge.
Just
Edginess.
pure sarcasm
Yeah.
and gun jokes.
This is my last resort.
Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a. Yeah. Never mind. All right, that song is too much.
Too much.
But I think the reason I liked the blended better than the single barrel is the blended kind of had more like sweetness,
Okay.
and you could kind of it. For me personally, it felt like I got more diversity of flavors than the single barrel.
Really?
For me personally.
No, that's just as valid as if anyone else said it.
Yeah, especially since none of us have a qualified opinion. I'm afraid. Sorry, what is this one pointed at me again?
So this is Michter's small batch US 1 bourbon,
Okay.
Kentucky straight. We've increased the alcohol content
Oh my gosh, how much?
by 0.7.
Oh my goodness, I'm already drunk.
Are you trying to get me drunk?
Stacy, you're crazy.
You on crack?
You're such a crackhead. Stop it.
You're such a hoe.
You're such a crackhead.
So we know that this is sourced, but we do not know where they are getting the bourbon from. So they are not making
Saskatchewan.
they are not making their own liquor here, but it doesn't matter because if you like it,
It's good.
then it's good.
If it's good, it don't matter.
Exactly. No one
Yeah.
can tell you otherwise.
You don't know.
Yeah.
So
That's the first
You
rule.
need to know the details.
Something that you like, no one has the right to tell you that you're stupid.
I have found a wonderful website. Very insightful.
I'm
And
scared.
it has
Yeah, I was gonna say.
it's called
Oh,
Anime
we got a
Waifus.
cork pop. Sorry. We got a cork pop time.
It's .gov.
This is the authority on anime.
Anime
The US
Waifu
government
Body
has
Pillows
created a new
.gov.
branch.
Do you
It's actually subsidiary of the U.S. Navy.
Yeah.
Funny enough.
Dot slime.
Oh.
Slime?
Yeah,
Why dot slime?
you know why.
Carter just outed himself.
He totally. You're a pervert.
That's okay.
Why dot slime?
Hold on, guys. We got a cork pop.
Like I said.
Shh.
It was kind of a splash. You contaminated. Oh, dude.
I was gonna add. Do you think that should the My Pillow guy go into body pillows
No, because he wears a cross. He's
Does he?
too publicly Christian.
to do?
Well, okay, quote unquote Christian.
Sure. The image of Christian.
He doesn't want the flack for it, especially since now he's kind of moved into supporting politics. He has actually kind of moved that direction. Okay, pure facts right now. Pure facts. I
Wait,
saw
what?
a Snapchat
Who are you
article.
talking- oh my god.
Pure facts.
Snapchat.
There's a Snapchat article saying that he was now supporting the Trump presidency.
Oh,
So,
just now he says.
sheer
dude.
facts.
Okay.
Snapchat is only facts.
Only facts. Which is different than OnlyFans, which I believe Carter knows everything about.
What are
Dot slime.
What are OnlyFans?
OnlyFans dot
You
slime.
know, like private Snapchats. You know.
No. How do you make a
shoot.
private Snapchat? Like, what's the difference between a private Snapchat and my Snapchat that I have to accept?
You gotta
for
pay
requesting?
for it.
Yeah, you gotta
Gotta
pay
pay
for
Who
your
do you
private.
pay?
You pay
The
porn
person.
stars.
Oh.
The cam
Yeah.
girl.
a cam girl. So now think of OnlyFans as the Patreon of that concept.
Well, how much do they charge?
$5.
Depends on how good you are.
Because when I was doing my accounting, I was seeing like this gray section of money that was moving out of my account, and I
Yeah.
couldn't understand why.
Yep.
But now suddenly this makes sense.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
who's taking
accounts
money?
payable to OnlyFans.
Payable
it
to-
wasn't
well,
Ticketmaster.
Dot
What I
Slime.
thought were
Dot
my
slime.
friends, and they kept trying to request money from me until I finally like got through to them. That I just wanted to have a wholesome conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I
But
was just-
somehow I'm still paying money for it.
I was just trying to buy an industrial fan, and I just kept going to the wrong website.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so what do you guys get on the nose?
Only.
This is a different nose.
I get a little bit of caramel and cocoa.
So I will say this website
bit.
that I found does have
What are you on?
notes. It's called Breaking Bourbon.
Oh
Are you Googling what the bourbon tastes like?
No, I was using it for.
What does
If
taste
I
like?
look up
That's a
the
point to
flavor
Dawson.
profile, I'll sound
I'm using
smart.
it. I was using it for price because not everything has been on
Total?
Wine.
Yeah,
Total.
Yeah.
Like a lot of this stuff hasn't been on Total. Like
So,
half
like,
of this
along
hasn't
with
been
what
on
you said,
Total.
So did you find a pricing on this?
It's $50.
I smell a
What?
lot of caramel.
It's
but
50.
it
I
also,
spent
like,
$50
kind of
on this. I
has,
don't
like,
remember
a
that.
Coffee
So it
Sure.
said
Yeah.
kind of undertone.
For the U.S. one.
oh, maybe not the U.S. one.
I get a little bit of brine.
I think it's like
from this.
40.
No, this is the
Brine.
U.S. one.
Okay.
Ocean salt. A little
This is
bit.
the exact
Okay.
same.
Um,
Oh wait,
It's like
Small batch.
you could also describe pickle juice as briny.
That's what it is. It's pickle juice.
Pickle juice.
I get pickle juice on this.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, yeah.
Go no taste it. There's
no,
pickle juice in it. Why? That's so weird. Yeah.
What? Oh,
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, I think it's just
Well-
it's an overall brininess is what I would say. But yeah, I
There's
don't
just-
get pickles.
No,
There's
I
like
get
a
pickle juice.
cucumber juice.
I
would
get pickle
like-
juice.
Yeah, describe it, Dick.
I
know.
don't get like
Whoa.
I don't get like a heavy like a
Right?
vinegar. I don't get like a vinegar or a dill taste. It's kind of like it sounds like it has like a heavy sodium
acidic.
like- yeah.
Salt.
I don't like
yeah,
pickles.
Kind of salty.
Actually, I don't.
There's pickles.
I kind of like this
There's
one.
pickles.
I love pickles.
No, it's not dilly.
but
No, it is.
No, it's dilly.
No.
It
No,
is.
this tastes like pickles.
This is just as dilly as a dilly bar.
Correct. Oh my gosh. you guys are stupid.
You're stupid.
I got you a point, by the way, Zach.
I got
So
what?
You got a point for that.
Oh, nice.
I'm
Well,
definitely
Dairy
gonna
Queen
wind
for
up
the
drinking
win.
the infinity glass tonight.
Why?
God.
Yeah,
That
why
far
is-
I just
behind?
have a feeling.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
The
let's
point
let's
system.
let's
We're-
dump
you're
our.
one ahead of
If we,
Dylan.
if we put our pickle
Yeah.
juice into the
Oh,
infinity glass that
cool.
he's not going to want anymore, then you're right because I don't want any more.
Yeah, I stopped
Yeah.
drinking the whole thing. I realized that I've got too many bourbons to go through to be
Yeah, just
Yeah,
take
so
a sip.
be
All right.
drinking every single
I
one.
did find this on Total, and it's about $44.
I don't think it's worth it.
I would. I guess if there's other options I choose first, but for the money and the flavor, the taste, yeah, that's a $34 whiskey.
I mean, actually, 40.
So now we're on 43.
40.
40.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's worth 43.
It's
All right,
40.
Some of
we
the
got-
other
we got an
$30
alcohol
whiskeys were.
Oh,
I
no,
would rather
alcohol.
purchase.
We jumped again, guys.
What do we jump?
0.5%.
0.3.
Oh, jeez.
We're at.
Oh, man.
or, wait, yeah. We're at 46% now.
Wow.
Actually, I guess I didn't mind that Michter's. It
All right.
wasn't.
Cork
that's
pop.
what we just had.
I know.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, that made it actually.
splish.
That's the splash
Yeah, little
made
splish.
it a lot better.
Splish splash,
Splish,
candy's
splash.
back.
I like it to sound a little bit wet.
Taking a bath.
Boom, 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 boom. That's almost as bad as my comment.
What was your comment?
My dot slime.
The slime.
How you doing, slime?
Sorry, I like me just being here has totally taken away Dylan's ability to post most of this.
I know. I think we're
There's
still
not too
in the
much.
clear.
Yeah, I don't think there's been too
Yeah,
much.
No.
it hasn't been bad.
And I just think of how if a lot of the I say consumers like it's like we're a business or something.
Well, we haven't sold merch yet.
Right.
We don't have
But
So-
the listeners, what if they just love you so
They
much?
aren't. They
right?
aren't
What if they only
mindless
watch because of
consumers
Nick?
yet.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
I honestly, I hope that I bring some sort of different demographic to this.
What
Like-
demographic could you possibly bring?
Well, it's not the smart one,
But it's not the dumb one either.
but it's not the dumb one.
Just
It's,
the
probably the good one.
inexperienced.
it's a general lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
And interest.
I get
in
that-
something
what-
new.
Man, I should have bought
There's
this
that
at
craft note again.
I should have
That
bought
was-
this
that
at
showed up in the
Total
Jake
Wine.
Harbor.
Every
So
time-
Dylan, I have
Yeah.
like one question. What is craft? If you would describe craft,
I would
as
just
a
qualify
series
that
of
as
flavors-
Imagine a craft brewer, like craft beer.
yeah, but what is the
is that
flavor
different
behind
than
the word
distillery?
craft?
I'm associating some sort of flavor with smaller distilleries. And that's the problem is I don't know
So
what
is it like? Would it be like
There's a
more
s-
woody or
no,
more?
I don't
just-
know. There's a note.
Or is it just unique?
There's a unique note that I find in a lot of craft distilleries.
So by
Like that
craft,
Jake
you're
Harbor.
saying that it kind of stands
Small,
out
new
from,
distilleries.
from the vast quantity of the other bourbons.
Well, craft just means it's more hands on. Like it's not industrialized. At that
Yeah,
point. It's not.
I'm just
It's new.
I'm just trying to understand what that would translate into as a flavor.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what the flavor is.
So yeah, I'd
Okay.
say
I think
Well, honestly,
last-
that's a
what-
fair response.
this is super strong of
It's
what of
very-
that smell or that scent that he is describing.
I couldn't
Um,
pinpoint it when I.
Well, let me finish. I was gonna say, the last time I was hit this strong was
Maybe
when
it's-
I had the Rocknar.
maybe it's Minnesota rye.
Minnesota,
It's not, though.
but I
it's
think
a weeded bourbon.
But there's still, is
I
there
don't-
rye in it? There might be
yeah.
there might still be rye in it
Well, it's kind of like it's almost got like some sort of cinnamon like.
because maybe it's the
after-
Minnesota. If they all had Minnesota rye, maybe
yeah.
it's that.
But I'd say the
element.
scent is hay. This is what hay smells like.
It's,
if you took,
it's
if
like
you just-
kind of sweet, and
it's
I
really
get like
sweet.
if
a
you just
cinnamon
stuck your
smell.
nose in a bale of hay, actually it'd be dustier than what this smells like. But that's the scent.
I agree with you that there's like a base
Yeah.
layer of like hay,
Yeah.
straw, like kind of
Yeah.
farmy.
Or
but-
another adage, another comparison is if you're at a corn maze, usually in corn mazes they have a corn pit. If you jump into the
Yes.
corn pit, this is like 3 times that.
I've never been in a corn.
You haven't been in the corn pit? Oh, that's
So I
the
don't-
best
I don't
slash
know
the
what that's
worst
like.
corn
part.
pit. It's I can't remember.
Do you
what it's
take your
called.
pants off in the corn pit?
Yes.
You can.
It's
Well,
it's
okay,
frowned
I might
upon,
go.
but
Yeah.
yes, you can.
Because no one can see you under there.
Well, what if they see you before you go into corn?
Oh, you don't take. Oh, yeah, that'd be bad. You can take your pants off when you're in the corn.
Well, then
Just
how
kinda
am I supposed to
jiggle it
find my
around.
shorts again?
That's a good question.
Time to your ankle.
What if
Boom.
I just tape
There's a
my junk to
barrel?
my leg?
From that distillery.
for 100. I don't know. Well, I guess it's a new one, isn't it?
No.
Oh, ugh, I hate this.
You try it finally.
Oh, I haven't tried it yet.
No.
Let's just let's get a genuine reaction here.
get it- yeah.
Going in for nothing.
Just forget about it.
Yeah,
and
it's
then,
just-
and then drink it.
I don't know. I'm looking at the Staying Alive vinyl album. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm just like going in.
Got Weird Al.
Very salty.
Salt.
Super salty.
Okay.
Salt, yeah,
I don't get that, but to
I
each
get
their own.
like
I don't think I would buy this.
What's the price?
This was.
Is it more than $20?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no.
I was
much
double
is it?
that.
40 bucks.
It's 40 bucks.
That's not worth 40 bucks.
See, the question is it twice as good as Makers?
no.
No.
Well,
mean,
honestly,
I
like
couldn't
Makers
even
is a bad
classify them.
baseline for me.
Yeah,
'cause
but
I didn't
I-
like it that much to begin with.
I bought this.
It's better.
as just like. Oh,
It doesn't even
it's-
taste like a weeded bourbon.
It's from Minnesota. Oh,
I don't-
it's
I don't
gonna.
get the
Because
wheat.
it doesn't have any sort of sweetness.
No, there's sweetness.
Yeah,
there's
it's
there's
not
definitely
sweet. What
Like when
what
I-
really turned me off was actually now that it's lingering in my mouth, I like it a little bit more. But when I drank it, the initial flavor is just spice. Hits you.
That's
right
why
away.
it's surprising me.
Okay,
it's
so
yeah.
maybe
weeded.
that's
Yeah, so
what
there's
I
no
call-
rye
yeah.
in this.
So when I
Not at all.
Really?
when I
From
say
what-
salt, you know when you like just take like you're hitting a salt lick or you have
No.
like a bunch of like sea salt in your
No.
mouth and it like
Uh-huh.
kind of burns.
No.
Dude.
So well, you say no, but what I'm trying to say is that
That
I think
burning
that's what
feeling.
No, I'm just saying I've never experienced that.
Okay.
You never licked a
well, I'm
salt
trying
lick
to say
before?
like I don't
Come on, Dylan.
like if you never had like a lot like something
No.
super super salty in your mouth.
No. Like, well, No, Carter's never been in my mouth before.
Nut.
As someone else?
Not to my knowledge. I can no longer confirm nor deny the existence.
Yep. Oh, can I ask? Are you missing your 2 lower ribs?
Did you wake up with your pants on backwards? All right. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is like when you say spice, like I think that's what I'm trying to say salty because I don't have much background in this, so I don't recognize what the spice flavor would be.
So you're mistaking.
I'm mistaking like heavy salt with a spice. I think.
Okay.
Oh yay! I'm excited for this one.
I guess when you put too much salt on a food and then you take a bite of the food and then at like the roof in your mouth and your tongue
kinda
just
burns.
explodes with that
That's
hurting it's like stings.
Yeah.
This one doesn't. It stings a little, but that one.
But I'm not saying that this is an overwhelming flavor.
Yeah.
I guess that's just in my brain. That's what I go to, because I don't have much else to reference this to.
Yeah, I don't think I'd buy this again.
No.
I unfortunately.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's like some other, and also
There is
we
other
said
stuff.
this last time too. But as you keep drinking more of these different tasting liquors, each subsequent one is not going to have the 100% flavor profile that it's supposed to be.
Right.
We're also
we're
not
pretty close.
washing
We're
out.
cleansing our mouths with some water.
My
after
dinner's
a
usually
couple.
only ever saltine crackers or white bread, and then I go right into the bourbon.
Yeah.
It leaves the palate as best as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. When you want to enjoy the flavor.
Yeah, I want the flavor.
And then I can see there's a couple of bourbons we're going into that I
I'm
think
excited.
are perfect.
We're hitting the butter zone.
With
Our
a good
stride
zone,
is
but,
coming in.
but I'd say that these are the ones, probably not the ones you're thinking of, but some of them are ones that I would just love to drink with something completely different, right? Snacks that overpower and ruin my taste buds.
Pairing, you mean?
Yeah, the pairing. I would pair these bourbons with cheesy, savory, just overwhelming snacks.
Like a burger.
Foods, or a burger. It would ruin the flavor of the bourbon, but I would want that flavor, that pairing.
Do you want that flavor as a refuge or to compliment?
As a refuge? Like
Yeah.
it's saving me?
Like you didn't like it, so you just want to dive into the burger and then come back to the burger.
Oh, no. I think the bourbon, the whiskey tastes better with something else muddling its true flavor.
So does that mean it's not a good bourbon?
Not necessarily.
No.
I think it tastes better with more things added to it. Mm-hmm. Like popcorn. Popcorn's fine by itself. You could eat popcorn and be like, yeah, whatever. You never had just nothing? Popcorn, nothing on it? Really?
Boring.
It's
Oh
boring.
yeah,
But-
nobody eats popcorn with nothing.
No,
I do.
I usually at least have butter.
Oh
too.
no, I eat
Salt
it
and butter.
with nothing on it.
I'm not at that point where I don't have
Not a
butter.
monster.
Also.
Yeah, but it's nothing. It's not bad. It doesn't taste bad. It just it's whatever.
neutral.
It's just dry.
Neutral. It's
Yeah.
dry.
Okay.
But then everything you add something different, it makes it taste better, right? Now you just elevate that with your whiskey. It already starts good, it gets even better
Yeah.
when you quote unquote ruin it with something you pair it with
Exactly.
a snack that destroys your mouth.
All
What
right,
is that?
so-
That thing looks like a bomb.
Oh,
What is that?
so
Because it is.
I'm excited for this.
I actually store my whiskey in this. No,
This is my whiskey bong.
I can't afford scotch, so it brings on a good No, thank you. So this is Willet. Willet's bourbon. We had the rye, I think, on the podcast a while ago. I think when we were doing our Reddit episode or something. So this is this bottle is supposed to look like one of their pot stills. So that's kind of what the shape is. The still. Yeah. They actually have a 1.75 liter of it that's bigger, and
It
people
comes
make
in a pot still.
yes. It comes in, you get a pot.
So in essence, you're
No.
not wrong. It is a bong. The same. The
It's the
science,
same principle.
The science of the bong.
It's the
want-
same
You
principle.
want all the good stuff?
Yeah.
We're going to the
So
top.
this is $40.
$40.
All right,
and-
here's that pop.
I think
Again.
you're getting too much splash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think that was okay because it does. 2 splashes elevates the sound. 3 splashes degrades it.
It sounds interesting while it pours.
Yeah.
And exactly like
It's not even humor.
So if you remember the point system, Dawson's still taking points.
I'm not.
For some
Sometimes
reason.
we glance at the piece of paper and it changes our emotions. Okay.
I have to say, I'm not just giving points to humor. I'm giving
Yeah.
points to for humor, continuing the podcast from people derailing it, knowledgeable facts and smart comments.
Well, I wish I would have known that. I've been intentionally trying to derail this thing for
The
a
whole
long
Oh no,
time.
that adds to it. That
Well,
gets you
that's the
points
humor.
too.
Yeah.
So you get.
You're getting points for assisting other people's jokes and
I forgot-
elevating it.
I forgot to add that we did jump.
I don't want to look proof.
We did jump in alcohol content, so we are now at 47%.
We're getting
We jumped
there.
1%.
We're getting there, guys. Have you noticed how most of these have been getting better as you get higher proof?
What was the entry on this one? It was like $45.
For
40.
40.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's double.
So this one, it kind of smells like every single one that we've had so far. but
Why are you have the infinity glass? Put that down.
Put that down.
No, don't. You're gonna put the COVID in.
No, put it. No, don't drink it from the. Drink it in
Yeah,
the.
don't-
Yeah, you
don't-
pour it
that's
in
not-
the glass, in your own glass,
No.
and then you drink it.
It doesn't taste good.
Well, because we haven't finished it yet.
Because we got to make it better.
I don't want any notes off of that. Anyways, going back to the actual bourbon.
I don't want any.
You get no points for that.
You get negative points.
Negative
That's
2.
why I
How
don't
do you
wanna
erase
see it.
Sharpie?
Yeah.
You don't.
That's why I don't want to
Get a silver Sharpie.
Stop
Boom.
showing me.
White Sharpie.
I don't know where to do it.
White out.
Go back there.
Actually, I knew this is a quick story. Someone I know.
I like this.
They worked retail.
Did you try
and-
this yet?
Yeah, I did. I enjoy it. I'm still trying to pick the flavors. Someone I know works retail, and a lot of the job was about customer reviews, right? So she was a cashier, and so she would get reviews based on her performance.
This is your
as a
Canadian
cashier.
girlfriend?
Yeah, this is my Canadian girlfriend.
She's just so busy modeling. None
Yeah.
of
What
us
what
are
does
busy
Canada
modeling.
view Aunt Jemima's
Anyway,
Canada's ignoring.
hey, all I was saying
everything.
is, so what happened?
Canadian
is
sales on maple
occasionally-
syrup increased tenfold?
Occasionally, she'd have a bad day, and she would be, a little snarky, and so she'd get a bad customer review. So at the end of the day, or maybe it's the day after, you're supposed to hand in, like you get the customer reviews, and then you hand them in.
So they
How does Zach
personally
have so many
deliver them
points,
to you?
Dawson?
So
So they personally deliver the review to you.
right to
Is
the
that,
box,
is that verbally or written?
written. And so what she would
So-
do?
so
What?
they take the time to write out the review, give it to their boss because they're that.
No.
big.
The employee doesn't write them out. The customer
Yes.
writes them out.
Gives them to
Yep.
the boss of the employee.
No, gives them to the employee.
Oh, that's dirty.
It's sorry, I should say it's not given to. It's given to HR. That HR sorts them
Okay.
based on who is it for. Then it goes to the employee. Employee hands them to the boss for a review. Right, whenever they're asked to do the review. So what she would do is when it was a bad review, she'd use whiteout and erase all the bad things the customer said, and then make her own score.
Isn't it
better.
obvious though?
So, yeah.
No,
Does one
yeah,
notice?
super obvious. So she was fired.
So curious who this
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, I'm
Can I-
curious who
so
this
I don't,
was as
obviously,
well.
I don't want to ask who it was.
we'll
but
have to
where,
add-
Where did she work? Can I ask that?
Actually, it was a grocery store. I don't know what grocery
We'll have to
store.
find.
What kind of grocery store has
Right.
written performance reviews?
Not
from
Walmart.
consumers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe Walmart.
It was
Something.
probably
maybe
Lunds
Walmart.
and Byerly's.
Right.
That's my
Yeah.
guess.
Snack and
Kowalski's,
Something fancy,
but isn't
Trader
really.
Joe's.
something in Eden Prairie,
Yeah. Trader Joe's gives me a weird vibe, man. Walking into Trader Joe's, I don't know if it's
I've never
uppity
been into
or
a
the
Trader
opposite. Of
Do you
that.
realize that Trader Joe's right now?
I brought up
They-
Trader Joe's.
at-
How come I don't get a point?
So at,
You didn't say it had a weird feel.
I've never been in Trader Joe's.
Dawson and I are just
seven
we just emulate
at
each other.
7 a.m. There is a line of 50 people
Yep.
outside the Trader Joe's.
Well,
Yeah.
you
So
know, they
people get up in the morning.
Yeah.
They're like, I need to shop at Trader Joe's. Enough at 7 a.m. that there's 50 people
No.
lined up around the block,
Yeah.
and that only increases throughout the day.
Yeah, well, you
and
do
it
know-
stays consistent that there's a line.
Yeah. Well, Trader Joe's has their own products of certain things.
Well, yes.
Yeah. And
yeah.
they're
So you have to go there to get
to
your
get
thing
that
you
one.
want.
Exactly.
Yes.
So you know why they have those lines.
All
But
right.
I mean, that's
All right,
insane.
wait.
It is.
Reviews on this bourbon.
All right,
What is
hold
this?
on.
We're like halfway through.
So what is this one?
This is the Willet, the one that you said looked like a bong.
My favorite.
Wonderful.
Would you buy?
40? Oh yeah, any day.
I just like the bottle.
I like it.
It's got.
The big one's $70 dollars.
It's 80.
It's 80.
It's
At Total
double.
Wine, it's 70-ish.
I was on Total Wine.
Yeah, you weren't looking right.
Yes, I was looking right.
They
It
changed
said-
their prices. They do change their
It
prices.
said $79.99.
They changed it anyway.
Dylan's
I get-
got a special deal where he
Yeah, I got.
he
yeah.
kind of he gives
Dylan
a little
spent
kiss,
money
a
on-
little bodily contact. to
Dylan
one of the
smooth
guys there, and
talked
he
the
gets-
manager.
I can't, no, I can't do that
Stuff.
anymore because COVID. No body contact.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why you both get in a tie back.
Yep, and his
Dylan's
Dylan's mustache is
What?
the lady killer, and when he wears a mask, it hides the mustache.
Yeah.
Dylan slightly just kind of like nudges.
Yeah.
Just kind of like.
It's just like plastic on plastic, heavy friction. It's
There's a lot of rustling.
it's
Yeah.
gross.
All right.
So
Next one.
Yeah, so just to, while he's pouring the next one, the Willet, it's got this nice, a little spicy, peppery right at the beginning for just a little bit. It's not harsh at all, and then it fades into like a butterscotch middle towards the end, and finishes with this. One of my favorite aspects of bourbon that I don't see with scotches. Sometimes I do see them as scotches, but mostly not. Is that good bourbons always lead into the next sip. Like a good bourbon will always leave you wanting more of the same. It's satisfying and you want more. A good scotch is just satisfying. The best scotch you could have is one that you can taste in one sip and call it a day, because it's delightful. Obviously, nothing's going to stop you from having more, but bourbon has this. It's in the flavor profile to make you drink the next sip, and I like that. That's how I identify. Like, this is a bourbon that I want.
Sounds
I
good
would
to
like
me.
drink. Yeah. So let's.
Speaking of the next
So
sip,
the Willet had it. So what's the next one?
I don't get it.
so this is Elijah Craig, a small batch, 94 proof, same alcohol content, 47%. So here's a cork pop. Start talking.
Sorry.
You start talking.
I'm so into watching you pour my glass. So,
I can't find a definitive price on this.
Total.
On Total.
They have to have it. It's just Elijah Craig small batch.
I looked it up.
Give me your glass.
look up. I think Sam's Club has this. Honestly, look up Sam's Club. Yeah. Dang it! Oh, I burnt on my nose. Shoot.
I thought we told Nick just to bring a whole case of water.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
I
So
should have done
Elijah Craig, I think in the last couple of years they got rid of their age statement. These were 12-year age statement small batches, but then they started mixing younger stuff in there, getting rid of it just to keep a supply. But this is one of my favorite cheap whiskeys.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great one.
We buy. So these small batches specifically were on sale at Sam's Club. So my father and I bought.
Ooh.
I think 6 or 7 of these. We drank.
He's drank the E.H. Taylor before. Okay.
He doesn't have the E.H. Taylor.
Oh, sorry,
This
the
is
Elijah,
Craig
Sorry,
small
I'm
batch.
jumping ahead.
Yep, that's okay. No, these are on sale. We bought 6 or 7 of these. We probably drank 4 of them.
I
in
think this
total.
is like 26, 28.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, they were on sale for 23, but just a small
Okay.
price. That was like 10% off. But
We get some thumbs up. Yeah, I mean, I like this. This is a solid one. I'll definitely replace this bottle when it leaves us.
mm-hmm.
But it's it's a solid one. We got the barrel proof. I got a couple of barrel proofs of this. We'll have on the next episode. Not the next episode, but part 2. So it's a very solid and I think a staple in every collector's collection.
yeah, everyone needs. Oh, and the collectors, I guess, yeah.
According to
Everyone
this,
needs
it
to
was-
You gotta
have.
have this is a daily drinker. It's a daily
It
drinker.
is, yeah.
What are you
Everyone
gonna
needs
do?
to have this and just the standard Knob Creek on their shelf.
According to this, it's $26.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's
26.
dirt.
This is
It's amazing.
quite the bang for your.
All right, we're going. Crap, next time back. What is taking him so long?
That's using the bathroom. Oh,
I wanna go to the
I
next
wasn't
one,
using the
but-
bathroom. We can keep talking about so Elijah Craig is owned.
Heaven Hill.
Heaven Hill. Okay.
Heaven Hill Distillery.
So,
Dawson
Quick-
say that?
I said that.
Okay.
quick story while Nick sits down. Is
Why are you?
my father and I bought some
Don't eat during this.
Henry McKenna which is also
Just set
in
the-
our
like,
part
yeah,
2 of this.
Just wait.
excuse me,
Just
episode.
wait to eat it.
Um,
Please,
and
just wait to eat the burger.
it's very delicious. Also by Heaven Hill. I think I already said that, as you can tell. Getting pretty far along. And that had
You guys
just
drink
such
your-
excellent
I got
marks of
Bristol.
caramel, excellent marks of butterscotch, a smoothness, and that same finish that I was just talking about, where it leaves you longing for more. And this Elijah Craig is similar in that sense. I think this is just delightful, and I want more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well said.
All right, Nick is back, so we can go to the next one.
I like this one.
We have this,
Next one.
I like this one. I like that. I like that you like this one.
It's
and
spicy.
I appreciate that you like that I like that one.
It's spicy.
I appreciate that you appreciate that I appreciate that you like that I like
And
like this
I
one.
acknowledge and respect your
No,
appreciation for my appreciation of your liking of my liking.
You know, and I acknowledge and I appreciate your decision to like what I like.
Wow.
Okay. So that's something else entirely. Never before. All right, so guys, we're jumping. This is a jump. Not in volume,
This isn't just a tippy toe
but
step.
but in price, as Carter will
This
probably
isn't
find out.
turn the volume up by 1. This is Grandpa sitting on the remote, changing the volume from 50 to 100.
No, the alcohol content is the same.
What is this?
Oh, never mind then.
Callums?
This is Calumet Farm, 12-year age statement. Nick's doing gestures.
Jeez.
Okay,
This
cork
is,
pot.
this is almost a hazard. Oh, wow.
hot.
That was really good.
Ooh,
That's like an 8 out of 10. That
This
was
is the
tight.
Calumet Farm 10-year single rack.
No, 12.
12? Oh,
There is a 10-year, but there's a 12-year.
Oh, this doesn't have it on total. Unfortunate. Oh, this is how the night's gonna go.
Who needs a laugh track? We should sell Dawson and Nick and Carter's Giggles to Network Studios for like new. If Big Bang Theory wasn't over, they would just eat.
Well, they
this
are
right
like
up.
they're like varying. They're different types of laughs. Like
yeah.
Right.
so it works. I think if you combine them all into one single track, it would be a very good laugh track.
Yeah. Wait, which combine what into one single track?
All of our laughs.
Oh, oh, for sure. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
as a collection.
That's
Yeah.
it. You kind of have to do that.
Yeah.
What was the name of this?
Well,
This
and
is
now,
Calumet Farm. Is 12-year.
yeah.
It's. I spent $100 on this.
Wow. Big
Oh,
bucks.
just to add, I want to see a TV show that has a laugh track with only one person laughing in the audience. And it's like that guy at a baseball game that's just so loud and vulgar and rude, you know. Like, everyone knows that sound, that guy who's just yelling at the top of his lungs.
What?
Thanks for the Seinfeld. All right, this is an expensive whiskey. Oh wow! Right away, cherry licorice on the scent. Ooh, wow.
Wow, that
Love
is
that
cherry
smell.
licorice right off the nose. That's crazy.
I already have a formed opinion about this.
Give it to us. I
You
want to
think
hear
you
it.
hate it?
I want to hear your
Okay.
opinion.
I bet he
I
hates
already
it.
know my opinion.
This doesn't. Maybe because we've been going up in proof, but this tastes like a lower proof than the other ones. Not
I think that's
lacks
what I.
complexity in the flavor, but I still get the. If there was an amber taste, that's like what this tastes like.
Oh.
Amber is a subtle color. It's a subtle flavor.
It tastes like orange, but the color.
No.
Huh? Oh.
Amber is slightly more red.
I think of like this light.
And slightly
Right now
more
we're sitting beneath a dimmed lantern, a dimmed chandelier. That's
Pants
amber.
off. The
Pants, sure.
the whole night ahead of us.
All the windows closed.
Who knows what's gonna happen? It's like 85. Oh,
Junior walked in.
Junior.
Yeah, this smells. It smells better than it tastes. I
Yeah, this
wouldn't.
is-
I wouldn't spend $100 on this. I'd say this is like a $50 to $60 bourbon.
I don't like this.
You don't like it.
I don't like it.
So what is disliking? What's
It's not complicated enough.
Sure.
There's not
because
any,
of the price, or
well,
just
there's not any dominant notes.
right.
Well, we
No,
also
I-
got.
I-
You also
I
got to
see that.
remember, whiskey is not based off of the quality. It is based off the rarity.
I want.
And that's why I bought it.
I wish
'cause
this
it
wasn't a
cool.
podcast just for this moment, so people could have a video of him saying that, because his eyes are like.
You guys should start doing this in a video
We
format.
could.
We could, but then
What are my eyes doing? I can't see my own eyes
Uh-huh.
right
They
now.
have to
I don't
pay
know
for
what
it.
I look like.
It was the combination of the glazed eyes plus the
hand
hand
gestures.
So
You know
good.
how like guys from the 50s, their in shape was like lots of core and not a lot of pecs. I think it'd be in good shape for the 50s.
Can we get to part 2? Find out in part 2, apparently.
I definitely just like destroyed that audio.
Yeah.
Okay, now I gotta add into this weirdness, but you and I have like the same weird chest hair, where it's longer on one side.
Yeah, like on the left.
It
I
goes
swing
more.
left. I swing left.
Like you have a little bit more than I do,
Yeah, I
but like
swing left.
it's
It's
more.
because
this.
he lays on that side. when you
Well,
sleep.
it's like
Yeah.
Creepin' Charlie that was planted on the left side and slowly making.
Or is
its
it
way
because you
in.
lay on the other side and it grows towards the
It
sun?
grows towards
Yeah.
the side that's not laid on.
Yeah.
Dude, I lay on whatever side I feel.
Sure. Are you a side sleeper or
Actually, I am a back sleeper in training.
in training?
I have slowly but progressively
Uh-huh.
been sleeping more and more on my back.
But what position do you wake up in?
Fetal?
Yeah. No, I mean honestly, I wake up on my side every time.
Fetal.
Every time.
Honestly, I haven't thought about that. I think I wake up on my side.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I think I do.
I've never woken up like looking at the ceiling.
I'm just
I've
happy
always
to
like
wake
I've
up.
always
First thing
woken
I
up
do when
like
I wake
eyes
up-
into my pillow.
I realize I'm on my side. I put my pants back on.
What?
And then I go home.
We'll cut that out. I'm too. Yeah, I'm going too far with my stupid jokes.
No.
We don't buy, unfortunately.
For $100, I don't think so.
Okay, we got a next one.
I like that Nick actually. He's like, I don't think I'd spend $100 on
Uh-huh.
this. When he's like, I definitely wouldn't spend $26 on that Maker's Mark.
Nah, screw Maker's Mark.
It has to be a cork.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the thing. All right,
No, it's gotta be a screw top.
Speaking of corks,
that was screw top.
So that's the only thing going for Maker's Mark right
Is
now.
a screw top.
Screw top.
Okay. All right. So cork pop.
it's
quiet.
Nice deep. It was quiet, but it was deep.
So this is Old Forester Statesman,
Did we have? This was another one, right? That we had on this.
distilled exclusively for Statesman. Now I thought we had the 1910.
You're right. That's what it was. You're right.
This one's
So-
$50.
50. Okay. And what's the proof on this again?
47.5.
Okay.
We jumped 0.5.
Ooh, my goodness. That's good. Thank you. Oh, we're
You just-
sitting in a room.
We slowly
Quite
need
messy.
to pick up the pace.
Every time I look at a different section of the wall, I thought memories flood into my brain. Like I see the stack of Xbox 360 games on the windowsill. I'm like, man, it's been a long time since I played any of those.
When I look at the Mickey Mantle poster, goes back to that game and 50. How old
Wow.
is Mickey Mantle?
And then I look at
What? I mean, when did he play? Zach, could you turn around and see some of those dates on that scorecard?
Why do you have a Mickey Mantle
well, it's
poster?
the Hall of Fame from 1974.
Why
but
do we have
I don't
art?
know.
Did he play in the 50s?
Probably
He
not. I
probably
don't think
did.
someone. Who is? I guess who has the longest?
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth.
What are you talking
The
about?
longest what win streak?
No, just
Longest
career in
career.
baseball.
Oh.
Longest career.
Professional,
Some
professional,
probably not
professional career.
It's
Kirby Puckett.
Paul Molitor.
Dick Trickle.
Just throwing
Dick
Dick
Trickle.
Ha ha, Clinton Dix,
Uh,
the football player.
yeah, so normally, for Old Foresters, I haven't been like a huge fan. I only
Which ones have you tried?
Just the 1910 and the one didn't we have one before?
No.
No?
No.
I guess just the
Not
1910
today.
then. I didn't like the 1910, I guess is
Didn't
what
like
I'm
the
saying.
So that was a finished one. That was finished
Yeah.
in a heavily toasted
Yeah.
barrel. This is the Statesman. This was made for the Kingsman 2 Statesman movie.
The Golden Circle.
Oh,
yeah.
This is what Statesman is.
Yep.
Yep.
So Old Forester came out with this release. I got this bottle for $25 because it was mislabeled as just a regular
Old Forester.
Old Forester.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah.
How much is it normally?
50. How much was it, Carter?
50.
Yeah, 50.
Suckers.
Yes, the fruitiness on the nose, same. I wouldn't say this one isn't. It's kind of cherry, but I'd say it's actually more. I should say it's more apple than cherry, in my opinion. I don't know. I get that. It's more pungent, little sour smelling.
Tastes like a
I get-
Granny Smith.
I get less flavor notes. I should say I'm able to give less flavor notes. I feel like on bourbons and scotches, but that's just me.
I think that's because, sorry, when you have, I think there's three distinct flavors that lots of bourbons have. They have floral, fruity, and sweet. Those are
Yeah.
all in the sweet category, right?
Well, I mean, you also
And
get
so the
wood
fruit.
and bitterness. Bitterness.
Yeah, no, those are in addition, right? But you can pick apart the wood, the bitterness, and then when it comes to the sweetness,
Right.
that's a hard one to pick apart.
Okay.
And I think, maybe the triage is very difficult to discern in the mouth. Because I agree with you. Like a Scotch has such opposing flavors.
You can pick it apart.
Yeah, you can pick it apart. It's physically activating different parts of your tongue. That's something I'm trying to look for.
Because this one's kind of hitting more the back of my tongue. I feel like I'm getting more of like a spice note off of this one.
Sure.
It's got a nice nutty aftertaste.
It does
I
have
like
that-
it. It's good.
like how it this is the worst way to put it. But a creamy nut. Absolute worst way to say it, but yeah, I have an aftertaste of a creamy nut.
I gotta decide what I'm taking in.
Is it as bad as saying no pun intended before you make a pun?
It makes it worse.
Is that a
It
pun?
Yeah, that's
all
what I
that
mean.
does is draw attention to your
Do the pun.
But usually you say it after you say a pun. But if you
Right.
say it
No pun
before, that means it was fully intended because
Yeah.
you knew
Yeah.
you were making a pun.
Yes.
Yep. Zach is guilty.
All right, we're gonna go to the next one. Five.
This is a buy. I really like this one.
I mean, if I could find it,
I did not like the Old Forester 1910. I really like this one.
I just had a sip of water,
Okay, we're moving this.
and I got
We're doing this.
I got
don't want to end on that last one.
hit with a large flavor of like cherry licorice.
Cherry bomb.
Chia pet.
Chia pet. Ooh.
I
Tastes
just
like
spilled
I'm
ketchup
so
all over my
disappointed in
crotch.
myself. I can't remember how the song goes.
See what it is? I'll say it. All right. We
Oh,
got the
it goes,
Knob Creek regular standard 100 proof small. I should say, sorry, it's a small batch. Yeah, so 50% alcohol. This is classic. I think everyone needs to have this. This is so good. It's nothing. It's not super complex. But
Where's your glass?
Calm yourself, boy.
like if you had to like tell someone like, hey, you would like bourbon, it's because you're thinking of Knob Creek. Because these are the flavors you get. This is what you're thinking.
Is it?
To me, for sure. I don't know. This has this. I'm a drinker right now. I'll tell you every flavor I get, and I bet if I just typed in bourbon, the adjectives would be this. All right, hold on.
Brown sugar, wood, sweet, caramel, cherry.
Bourbon.
Yup.
I just described every bourbon
Every
ever.
bourbon ever. No, I'd say more sweet, more brown sugar, less caramel.
This
What's
this
the
is
sense?
where I essentially this is the bourbon or my whiskey journey started for me.
Yeah.
Was Knob Creek.
Knob Creek.
Oh,
Honestly,
yeah.
I've seen
Everyone
Knob Creek.
I think
Everyone has
Nick.
Knob
Nick
Creek.
and I know Knob
Every
Creek.
time I go over to someone's house,
They got Knob
they
Creek.
have a bottle of Knob Creek.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
It's like $35.
Yeah.
50% alcohol.
Yep. It's cheap,
tastes
quality
good.
bourbon.
This is like the best thing you could put in a cocktail if you wanted to get the bourbon flavor forward. You know, this is I should say there are better ones, but I don't know, for the budget, for the money, this is a good one.
It's got. I think this has
like-
more of a woody characteristic than the other whiskeys so far.
Well, it's like initially it's sweet, and then it kind of develops into more of a woody like aftertaste as it hits the back of your tongue.
Right. This, the Elijah Craig and Eagle Rare, and maybe the Buffalo Trace. This is on top for me. But so I like this one.
I'd say
We're buying this one, right? I mean, that's
Oh,
this is
100%.
easy buy.
that's-
How much is it?
It's a staple.
It's $35.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Now it's 9 years old now because they brought the age statement back, whereas before they removed it because of product not being
Availability.
that old.
Production. All right, so we're 13,
good one.
13 bourbons in now. Should we conclude this as the part 1? Is a good spot.
It depends on your
Yeah.
guys' length of podcast.
Tell us
How you
to
wanna do it.
All right, everyone.
While-
Thank you for listening. But I think this is time for us at least to take a break, and maybe you should too. Maybe you're doing something that maybe needs more attention or focus. So go back to doing that.
hour and a half, and that's gonna be the break. Is after an hour.
Maybe you're trying to raise a child.
I mean-
Maybe you should pay
Yeah.
attention to said child.
Or
Take a
are you
notice.
just
What
doing what's
are
left
their
on the
hobbies?
table?
We're finishing.